Hello, baseball fans. Usually I'm saying hello, fight fans. Sure, we got some fight fans in here as well, too. We just got done talking about all of Nate Diaz's options for our fight fans. But right now we're covering baseball. The Seattle Mariners in the playoffs for the first time in 22 years after an epic comeback in that Game 2 against the Toronto Blue Jays. Swept the best-of-3 series. Tuesday, they fell short against the Houston Astros as they took a two-run lead into the bottom of the ninth, and the Houston Astros, with 2 outs, 2 strikes, 2 outs, hit a 3-run homer and ended the game in epic fashion. I mean, one of the most memorable game innings. Even as a Mariners fan, it's like I had to respect it, enjoy it a little bit. I mean, obviously, I wish we won. But I was like, man, it was big, right? What's up, Robert Carrigan, the Drunken Charge in the house? Here we go, another live stream for Fights of Friends. All right, Mariners batting order. Julio Rodriguez, Ty France, Ed Suarez, Haniger, Santana, Moore, Rowley, Frazier, Crawford. And Framber Valdez will take the mound tonight for the Astros. 31 starts with just a 2.82 ERA, 17-6 record during the regular season. Went 201 innings. A workhorse. He's got a hell of a sinker, which he throws 50% of the time. It's a 94-mile-an-hour sinker on average. He's got a good curveball that he throws over a quarter of the time. Those are his 2 main pitches. In the outfield for the Astros, Alex Bregman, who had a big game. Jeremy Pena, Jose Altuve, and Yuli Gurriel, who have big bats at catcher. Martin Maldonado. That was the infield, excuse me. In the outfield, Jordan Alvarez in left field. Jake Myers at center field. Kyle Tucker over there in right field. Today's umpires will be Jansen Viscondo, Marvin Hudson, Corey Blazier, James Hoy, Carlos Torres, and Pat Holberg. So 6 umpires for this one. One, right by the batter, of course. One for first, second, and third. And then one in left and right field. Mariners will bat first. Top of the order coming up. Julio Rodriguez, who had 28 home runs during the regular season, was 2 for 4 on Tuesday with a double, a triple, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. First pitch, and they're going to call that a strike. I thought that was a bit outside, so we see where the ump strike zone is. Well, assuming it's consistent. 0-1. Valdez to Rodriguez. Rodriguez chops it straight to the shortstop, and that's going to be a quick out. 1 out. Here, Mariners 1 out here in the first. Is Pulse Reloaded up in here? I know he's a damn Astros fan, so. All right, just 2 pitches so far for Valdez to get the first batter out. And that's over. Very liberal strike zone so far, seemingly. And Valdez off to a great start. Throws a strike on the first pitch to Ty France, who had 20 home runs during the regular season. Batted .274. And Valdez, wow, gets him swinging there. 79-mile-an-hour curveball. That's that curveball he throws almost 30% of the time. Houston was excited, of course, because they had Verlander for the first game. Verlander did not have a Verlander-like game. Gave up a lot of runs. Astros, of course, ended up coming back because they scored a lot of runs as well. I thought big mistakes by the Mariners coaching team last time. One, including taking Gilbert out at 84 pitches with 1 out in the 5th inning. I thought they should have kept him in longer. That taxed the bullpen. And we ended up having Robbie Ray, former Cy Young winner, come in as a reliever in the 9th inning and gave up the game-winning 3-run homer. Mariners had a 4-run lead, of course, going into the 8th. 1-2 is the count to Ty France. 6 pitches so far from Valdez. Valdez with the delivery. That's up and high. 2-2. He tried to get him to chase that one. I'm not surprised on a 1-2 pitch. So here we go. 7 pitches in for Valdez. Don't forget to hit that like button again. Hit that share button. Hopefully we can get some baseball fans in here for this one. And that one's inside. Wow, there's a little wild slider there. 3-2, full count here on Ty France. Valdez came out. Looked like he had superb control today. A couple of wild pitches now, though. Dusty Baker, the long time prestigious coach there for the Astros. And strike 3 called. I thought that might be a ball. Fastball there, though, and he strikes out Ty France. 2 outs here in the top of the 1st. Valdez with a superb curveball. What's up, New Britain Paul? Hey, Seattle Mike. I thought you were just an MMA and football guy. Didn't know you liked MLB. What other sports do you like? I like just about any sports, but I'm a Seattle fan, man. I don't watch many football games throughout the year if it's not the Seahawks playing, and I haven't watched baseball much unless it's the Mariners when they're having a good season. As they've had a pretty good season right now. Thanks for coming in, man. Eugenio Suarez, 2 for 4 with a home run in Game 1 on Tuesday. He had 31 homers during the regular season. This Mariners batting line up, definitely not one of the best batting averages during the regular season, but very home run heavy. They relied on the long ball a lot during the regular season, which of course always makes them fun to watch. 1-1 the count here against Suarez. 12th pitch coming from Valdez, and that's an 80-mile-an-hour sinker. But that's a ball. 2-1. So, and I'll do some basketball. They ever bring back my damn Seattle Sonics. Still haven't forgiven Charles Schultz for selling the Sonics. Hashtag fuck Starbucks. Oh, nice sinker, and he really swings at that one. That would have been a ball, too. 2-2, and these Astros fans standing up because 2 strikes, 2 outs. Big moment here for Valdez. A lot of pressure here for Suarez, and that one in the dirt. There's a ball, full count. 3-2 for the second full count of the 1st inning here for Valdez. He got the strikeout in his last bat. Or in his last pitch, caught Ty France looking. Can he get Suarez? And the throw. And that's a hack to Suarez. That's going to go to center field, but that will be caught. Right about 340 feet. The fence is 370. So 1, 2, 3. Valdez retires the side. And we'll go to the bottom of the first. I might even get into some hockey, New Brett and Pauly. I've only enjoyed watching hockey live mostly, but now that Seattle has a team, I'm going to have to start watching the Kraken. What's up, Isaiah? I'm doing good, man. How are you doing, my friend? I'm going to put this over on the old Twitter. All right, guys, and I promised some baseball trivia. So we're going to make it 1,000 points per question, just like we did old school. We used to do a lot of MMA trivia. So these ones will be worth 1,000. We might have some higher ones here, but we'll do baseball trivia now. So probably a speed test here, guys, but question number one of the greatest baseball players of all time. This man had the nickname the Great Bambino. Who was known as the Great Bambino? Doing good today, almost Saturday. You see the whole Cub not talking at the pre-fight interviews. No, I didn't. That's interesting, though, Isaiah. And Isaiah gets it. You are correct. Babe Ruth. All right, the Astros batting order. Altuve, Pena, Alvarez, Bregman, Tucker, Gurriel, Diaz, Myers, and Maldonado. A lot of, just like the Mariners, a lot of home runs in the Houston lineup. Maybe more home runs. And there's Altuve swings at the first pitch, broken bat, and there's the first out of the bottom of the first. And it will be Luis Castillo starting for the Mariners. 25 starts this year with Cincinnati. They got him from Cincinnati mid-season, 8-6 during the regular season with a 2.99 ERA. You were correct, Robert. Isaiah just beat you, though. And 0-2 for Luis Castillo early, just 3 pitches in. He's got 1 out and 2 strikes here on Pena. Oh, that was an outside curveball. We're lucky didn't have anybody on base with that one. 99-mile-an-hour curveball. Got away from him, though. 1-2 the count here on Pena. And that one outside, a ball, 2-2. Count for Pena. And a little incentive to stick around. We'll do a trivia question in between. We'll do trivia in between the innings, and we'll have some MMA to talk to. And a swing and a miss for Pena. That is the first strikeout for Castillo. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Crawford at shortstop, Suarez at third, at left field, Dylan Moore, center field, Julio Rodriguez, right field, Mitch Haniger for the Seattle Mariners. Hard to type fast. Car is bouncing too much. I hear you, man. Oh, and there's a swing. A big foul there for a big man. Jordan Alvarez had a home run, 5 RBIs and 2 runs. Went 3 for 5 in game 1. 37 home runs, 97 RBIs during the regular season. Oh, big swing and a miss there on a 92-mile-an-hour sinker. 0-2. Last 23 games, Jordan Alvarez batting .407 with 7 home runs and 20 RBIs. That's amazing. And that one high and away, 1-2. All right, 8 watching. Thank you, everybody coming in. I know all of you, a lot of you, your first sport is not baseball. We usually do the MMA, but I felt like this was an interesting matchup. Of course, I'm a Mariners fan. 2-2. Against Alvarez. Got to be careful with this guy. And that one in the dirt, chops it back to the pitcher, back to Castillo. And he throws it to first base, and he is out. 1-2-3. The Astros go. No hits in the game so far. 0-0 here in the top of the second. All right. I want the... We can get the whole name or we can get the last name on this one. But this guy, they called the man. His nickname was simply the man. Old school batter. His first name rhymes with man, but we need the last name. We can get the full name, but we need the last name. What's up? James Macias in the house is Astros. Yeah, they got the first one, man. All right. His name's The Man. Stan The Man. What's his last name? Make it easy for you guys. It'll be Stan the Man Musial. Stan the Man Musial was the question. Was the answer to that one. All right, 12 up in the chat. Don't forget to hit that like button in between innings here in ALDS Game 2, Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros. Of course, an epic comeback from the Houston Astros against my Seattle Mariners in Game 1. We'll see if the Mariners can get revenge or if the Astros can take a commanding lead. Let's throw one more trivia question out there. Who has the longest hit game streak with the most games with at least one hit consecutively? And I believe he broke it twice because he had an over 50 game hitting streak, had a game that didn't have a hit on a great defensive play, and then got like 40 some more games with a hit. Who has the all-time Major League record for hits in consecutive games? One of the most famous baseball players of all time. And a pitch there from Valdez. That's going to be a strike to Mitch Haniger, who had 11 home runs, 34 RBIs in the regular season. He was 1 for 4 on Tuesday. It was Joe DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio hit, I believe, 56 games in a row. He had a hit, at least one hit. 17 pitches here from Valdez, the 1-1 count to Haniger. And Haniger chops that back, but straight to the second baseman, right to first. 2-1 ground out there, 1 out here in the top of the second. So far, it has been a pitching and defensive ball game, although it's very early. For the gamblers out there, the over-under was either 7 or 8. And that might even be changing now, so it might be good to look at. Carlos Santana up next. DH, but 19 home runs, 60 RBIs during the regular season, and he fouls that first pitch off. Owen 1 out to Carlos Santana. Oh, this guy's got some power. And there's a pitch, and that's a hard foul off, but that's going to be 0-2 on the 20th pitch from Valdez. Valdez, a great record during the regular season. 17-6, low 2s in the ERA, and Santana chops that one off foul. So Santana likes the left-handed pitchers, though, at least for average. 265 against left-handers, just 178 against right-handers, but 16 of his 19 home runs were against right-handers. That could be because most pitchers are right-handed, though. The pitch from Valdez, and that one in the dirt. First ball there for Valdez. I knew he wasn't going to give... you're not going to give Santana anything to hit on an 0-2 count. Justin Verlander, an interested onlooker. He definitely could pitch again before this series is over. Oh, and Valdez with a big pitch and a big swing there. Wow, nice 81-mile-an-hour slider. That was a good changeup after throwing a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And Valdez he's got a hell of a sinker. And there's the pitch to Dylan Moore. Inside, what they call that? It looked like maybe it was a strike. Oh, it is a ball, 1-0. Dylan Moore, not a lot of at-bats during the regular season. 6 home runs, 24 home RBIs. Like I said, not great averages for most of the Mariners, but everybody can hit the long ball pretty much. And that one's going to be called a strike. They're saying Valdez caught the outside corner. Big strike zone from this ump today, which is fine. Like I said, if it's consistent, that's really the only thing I care about with the strike zone. And Valdez with the pitch. Oh, gets that one right in there. Great sinker, 1-2. Actually, so that was a fastball. That fastball did have a little drop to it, though. All right, and this crowd is going to get back up on their feet now. 2 outs and 2 strikes for Moore. The pitch from Valdez, and Moore's going to foul that one off. 27 pitches so far for Valdez. Hey, he'd love to get out of this inning and be under 30 pitches for his count. That's because that's a great pace. And ground out for more, and that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Astros coming up. All right, let's throw another baseball trivia question out there. Before the epic battle of the 90s, the home run battles and all the, the roided up guys we ended up figuring out later, 90s and earlier 2000s, one man had the home run record for a very long time. They even made a movie about it. It was called 61 because he hit 61 home runs. He was a Yankee. So, New Britain Polly's here. He should know this. One New York Yankee held the home run record for decades at 61. Like I said, there was a movie made on this gentleman called 61. As it, of course, chronicles his season where he hit 61 home runs. I remember watching before the big battle, the big battle between the two guys we'll talk about later. I remember Cecil Fielder hitting 59. He came within 2, and I barely remember anybody talking about it. But Cecil Fielder is one of the most underrated players, I think, pretty much ever. I mean, that guy, nobody ever talks about that guy, but that I hear. But, man, he had a hell of a swing. The guy with the home run record for decades that was at 61 was Roger Maris. Roger Maris played on the New York Yankees with Mickey Mantle, actually. All right, I'm going to take a quick restroom break, and I will be back. All right, 0-2 here. Castillo already got him in trouble. 2 pitches in. Outside curveball for a ball. 1-2. "14 pitches in here for Castillo. Oh, he puts that one right over the plate. That one fouled off by Bregman. Had to get some water there, too. Yo, what's up, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights? We definitely got a highlight in game 1 from Alvarez, man, with that 3-run homer, bottom of the 9th. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Even though my Mariners lost, I have to admit that was entertaining because that's the thing that every kid imagines when they're, when they're in their backyard with their wiffle ball and the plastic wiffle ball and bat. You say, hey, World Series, 9th inning, 2 outs, 2 strikes, looking for the grand salami. All right, and Castillo for his 18th pitch, 2-2, curveball over the plate. That one going, but it looks like it will be caught. And first out here in the bottom of the second for Luis Castillo. Of course, like I said, Luis Castillo, the Mariners pulled him over from the Cincinnati Reds during this season, and what a pickup he was. So 1 out, bottom of the second, 18 pitches so far, Castillo. And there's a strike. First pitch on Tucker. Kyle Tucker, 1 for 4. Struck out twice, though, on Tuesday. Oh, my. And that is gone. He had over 30 home runs during the regular season, and Tucker smashes a solo here for the first run of the game. There was no doubt on that one. As the Houston Astros go ahead of the Seattle Mariners 1-0. 170 mile an hour that he hit that ball out with. 370 is the depth of the center field fence. So that would have been out just about anywhere. That was a high one. And the first pitch there gets hit again. Wow, that gets hit to the warning track, but Haniger is able to catch that one. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. But the big story here in the second, Kyle Tucker, Castillo really served him up on that one, and a Ken Griffey Jr. type swing there. That low swing, that home run ball, and he hit a sky ball. Haney and Cabosis on ESPN and ESPN Plus Saturday. So I'll be watching that after fight. Wilder's pay-per-view. Man, I want to watch both. I'll probably go back and forth, but I can't miss a Wilder fight, man. All right, ALDS Diaz, 12 home runs, 38 home runs during the regular season. Had just 1 at bat, and game 1 was 0 for 1. He pops that one up. That will retire the side, but not before the Houston Astros score the first run of the game on a solo home run from Kyle Tucker. 1-0 Astros headed into the top of the third. All right, and more baseball trivia. We've only had one person get anything so far. I think 4 questions. Isaiah got 1 of them. All right, guys. During the biggest home run chase in Major League Baseball history, 2 baseball players were going against each other to beat Roger Maris's record. This is the early 2000s. It was Mark McGwire versus this other batter. Who was Mark McGwire competing against to break the home run record in that season? It was very, very highly covered. I remember watching. It was definitely a lot of fun that year. But who was Mark McGwire? Who was Mark McGwire going against? I don't remember who's carrying the Wilder bout. Is he on? I think he might be on Showtime, but it is a pay-per-view. It was not Bonds. Cheatham Bonds, I think, eventually beat both of their records, but it was not a war with Bonds that year. These guys were going back and forth. They were marking the balls. It was a huge thing. One hint also I'll say is this guy got caught corking a bat during a home run exhibition contest. He broke one of the bats and they realized that the bat was corked, and he said, hey, I just do that for home run competitions. I've never done that otherwise. But, that put a lot of suspicion on him at the time. Of course, Mark McGwire later would come out and admit to steroid use. Robert Kerrigan gets it. Yes, Sammy Sosa. Robert Kerrigan on the board with 1,000 points. Oh, you almost had it, Isaiah. The first one, Isaiah barely beats Robert. This time, Robert barely beats Isaiah. So, on the board, 1,000 for Isaiah, 1,000 for Robert. Nobody else on the board, but we'll have plenty of trivia on the rest of the breaks here. As we go into the top of the third, Houston Astros leading the Seattle Mariners 1-0. That on a solo home run from Kyle Tucker in the last inning. Valdez comes back to the mound. It's Kyle Rowley. Hits it to the second baseman, and he fields it easily to first. And there's an out. First out of the inning. That was quick. Mariners not exactly making Valdez work today. Still early, though. Oh, and there's a heater from Valdez. Well, I said the over-under for this was either 7 or 8. I like the over, though. Dang it. After 93, I didn't watch any other sport but MMA. I hear you, Jim. I started watching a lot. I stopped watching near as many sports, and mine was probably about 2005 where I cut off a lot of other sports. And now I've been getting back into them. 0-2 for Valdez. 32nd pitch of the night, and a swing and a miss. And another strikeout for Valdez. That's 2 outs here in the top of the third. I don't know anything about baseball except the home run era. Yeah, it was fun to watch, so I'm presuming Mariners are heavy underdogs. They were actually a slight favorite headed into this game, I believe. Odds are pretty close on this series and on this game. Valdez with the pitch inside, ball 1 on J.P. Crawford, the shortstop. Mariners are still the favorite. Minus 135. Astros plus 105. So if you want to bet on... Oh, and there it goes. Oh, and he misses it. So that's going to be a double for J.P. Crawford. First hit of the game for the Mariners. 2 outs, top of the third. Oh, excuse me. That's with the money line. Astros are like, yeah, they're like minus 240. They're just about 2-1 favorites right now. Well, they were before that hit. And Alvarez just misses it up against the fence. Yeah, he's just quite not able to get there. Sliced away from him. I think he misjudged it. Not sure he could have gotten to it. Incrementally drifted away from all sports as my MMA addiction grew. I think that's a lot of us, man. I'm getting back into a lot of sports just because, man, it just makes me happier when I have sports to watch. A pitch and a hit down the middle to the shortstop. Oh, my goodness. What a play by Altuve. Wow, I have no idea how he got Julio Rodriguez. I mean, they call him Speedy Rodriguez. What a play. And he got him. It was close, but he definitely got him. Wow. Altuve to Gurriel, and he touches the base probably just about a second and a half before Rodriguez's foot hit first base. So moving into the bottom of the third, a real pitcher's duel so far. As we go into the bottom of the third, Astros 1, Seattle Mariners 0. And we're going to throw another trivia question out there. Let's go for another nickname. This player, one of the best players in the 90s. A lot of people thought he would be the guy to break the home run record, except for he ended up having injuries. His nickname was The Kid. Wore jersey number 24. Drafted by and played several seasons for the Seattle Mariners before being traded to go back home to the Cincinnati Reds to play with his father. Actually, I believe was the first son-father to play on the same team. Then came back to the Seattle Mariners towards the end of his career. King James, yes, King Griffey Jr. So King James on the board at 1,000 apiece for Robert, Isaiah, and King James. So it's fun to have trivia back. I felt like I'd done a lot of MMA trivia, and it was kind of getting a little stale. So we took a little break from it. I think we'll have to bring it back here, though. Save all my MMA trivia for a Ryzen card. They have some long breaks there. I think it's because of that big stadium where they have those fights and it takes people a long time to get to the bathroom. So they have some long intermissions. I'm sure they have some hellacious lines. Earlier, for those that didn't see, when we're talking about MMA, everybody going after Nate Diaz, who his last fight was on September 10th. After 90 days, he can sign with any MMA league. But Scott Coker and Bellator has already been talking to him. Chaudhry from ONE FC has been talking to him. The WWE's talking to Nate. Ryzen wants Nate to box Floyd Mayweather Jr. And Japan, that fight likely to happen on New Year's Eve. Castillo back on the mound. Myers at bat here for the Astros. 1-1. 25 pitches so far here for Castillo. Bottom of the first, the Houston Astros leading my Seattle Mariners, and another ball, outside curveball for Castillo, a little too far outside. He's an old dude memory without access to search engine. Hey, most of these guys, most of our regulars are honest. I don't think most of them would use the search engine. But that's always, of course, always a possibility when we do trivia. 2-2 for Castillo, the count to Myers. And the pitch, there's a curveball right over the corner of the plate. Strikes him out looking. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Robert says, I might lose data on phone again soon, but if I don't respond, it happens. I hear you. I'll keep trying getting through. All right. Appreciate you, Robert. It's not the same without the drunken charge in the chat. Pitch from Castillo. That one fouled off from Bregman. What's up, Jim? Mike's seen one of your videos where you called the fights and you're capable of sharing the fun on a small screen in the corner. You still do that or not? Or what was the story on that? It depends on the organization. 0-2. I did a bunch of them that weren't live. I did a bunch of the old, Valley 2-0. Oh, and Maldonado down the right field line. And that will be a foul, 0-2. Just out of bounds for Maldonado. On the ones I can do, I will do more of those. Just finished 12th stand for deer season. Oh, nice, man. I love deer, man. I wish I was close to you. I would buy some venison off you. Nobody wants to sell their whitetail, though. That's what everybody wants, is the back strap. Got to have that back strap. All right, 1-2, 1 out for Castillo. His 33rd pitch coming up, and that's a swing and another strikeout. Castillo strikes out Maldonado. 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd. Deer is good, but moose meat is best. Oh, dude, moose and antelope, especially antelope, man. Oh, man. Yeah, antelope and moose. Moose is great. I've had caribou. That is delicious. My father-in-law is a big hunter, so we had a lot of them. And first pitch for Alvarez fouled off. Alvarez, of course, the nightmare for the Mariners so far. Must have been Rising one. We did one at 2 a.m. one morning. Whoa, and a big swing and a miss. Yeah, I think I might have done a live stream with Rising at the beginning where I was able to show the fights. Excuse me, Altuve. I said it's Alvarez. Jose Altuve, 28 home runs during the regular season. 0 for 1 today with a ground out. Free range elk is cleanest high protein on earth. You ain't lying. My hometown almost shuts down during hunting season. Oh, that's cool. What's your hometown, man? All right. 0-2, 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd. And the pitch and a strike. And Castillo retires the side. 1, 2, 3. And we will go to the top of the 4th. Mariners up. Astros leading the Seattle Mariners 0-1 here at Minute Maid Field. All right. Time for trivia. Oh, I just seen a dead white on the road literally 20 minutes ago. Road crew was there picking it up. Looked like fresh kill. Oh, that sucks, man. There's some states now where you're allowed to take a roadkill. I don't know if I would ever do that, but man, it's also like, man, is that meat wasting? I don't know how healthy that is to I've never eaten roadkill, but don't think I'll start anytime soon. What's going on, Clavin? Hey, having a good time watching some sports with my friends, man. And we got big fights coming up this weekend, of course. Big boxing fights. We got George Kambosos Jr. versus Devin Haney 2. Deontay Wilder returns. And then a big UFC. Cub Swanson, and then this one, Alonzo Menifeld and Misha Serkinov. That's a big fight on that card. There's some pretty good fights on the card coming up this weekend, actually. I think it's Jonathan Martinez, Cub Swanson's fighting from memory. Cheers. All right, next question. I gotta really think about this one now. All right, this pitcher for the Braves was an incredible starting fastball. Ended up going over to the bullpen in the last, 5-10 years of his career, but he was part of that big four. Ended up being one of the greatest relievers of his era after being a great starter. What pitcher was it? Pitcher in the Braves in the 90s, one of that great, four big pitchers, was a starter turned reliever. Our road crew gets to deer faster than accidents, harvest backstrap, but dump carcass. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that would, it probably matters where they get hit, I guess, though, but I was worried about that ruining the meat. 0-2 here on Ty France early. 37 pitches so far for Valdez. Here in the top of the fourth. High and inside, or excuse me, low and inside, 1-2. I don't think anybody's going to get this one either. It was John Smoltz. John Smoltz was one of that great lineup of pitchers there in the Atlanta during the 90s. Was a great starter and then ended up having many years as a reliever. Atlanta starter, and I can't remember his name. Yeah, it was John Smoltz, man. All right, and there's down the middle, and they get him again. Man, Altuve is quick at that. Wow, what a defensive player. One out here in the top of the fourth for the Mariners. Man, another all-star play for Altuve de Gurriel. You don't want to hit it anywhere near him today. All right, one out, top of the fourth. Houston Astros leading the Seattle Mariners 1-0. And Suarez comes up to bat. And the first pitch there from Valdez in the dirt, 79-mile-an-hour slider. All right, 42nd pitch coming up for Valdez. Outside corner, 78-mile-an-hour curveball. Gets away from him a little bit. 2-0. The count on Suarez. The over-under's got to be really low for this game now. Over-under's 5.5. Wow, that's a low-scoring game. Astros up to a minus 285 favorite. Mariners plus 225. The money might be on taking the Mariners at 135, though, and giving a run and a half. So Astros a 1.5 run favorite right now, 2-1. Valdez to Suarez. Whoa, that one's in the dirt. So 3-1. Rare that Valdez gets behind on a batter like this, especially in in the first 6 innings. 45th pitch coming up for Valdez. 3-1 count to Suarez. One out. Top of the 4th, and that one's outside. Catches the corner. 3-2. Oh, no, excuse me. That is a ball, and that's a walk, and Suarez will go to first base. So 4 balls out of the 5 pitches thrown to Suarez there. Patience paid off. Astros minus 265 favorite currently. Mitch Haniger up next. Not the greatest average, but that one in the dirt there for Valdez. And Valdez starting to lose a little control of these pitches. I mean, had an incredible start. Haniger, 11 home runs and 34 RBIs during the regular season. Ground out earlier in the game. Ball 2 to Mitch Haniger. And you can definitely tell Valdez is losing a little control of the pitch because Mitch Haniger not exactly considered a threat. He's not the guy you want to walk. And there's the pitch. High and outside. 3-0 is the count here for Valdez. Interesting. Valdez not known for losing control. The pitch is bad. Oh, and that's a high strike, even though the catcher didn't keep a hold of it. Went over the plate. So there's a strike. 3-1. Is the 50th pitch of this game coming up for Valdez. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Oh, and Haniger rips it. Hits the sidewalls. And that's a double. Suarez moving to 3rd with 1 out. So Seattle Mariners threatening here in the top of the 4th. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. As Valdez, really struggling to find the strike zone these last few batters. And odds just moved considerably there. All the way down to minus 165 for the Astros. Plus 135 for the Mariners. Minus 205 on the Mariners if you take the run and a half. Got Hunter's set gear for season here at Cabin, so I'll check in later, my friends. All right, have a good time, King James. Thanks for coming in, brother. All right, top of it, the 4th. Carlos Santana up and another ball, outside curveball for Valdez. And he can't hit the broadside of a barn all of a sudden. 1-0. And 2-0. Another Valdez losing control once again. High and outside. Dusty Baker look a little nervous all of a sudden. And they're still leading, but Valdez kind of a little mini meltdown here so far in the fourth. He still has time to get out of it, and there's a strike. A nice curveball there from Valdez. 2-1. Valdez has really worked on getting control of his emotions during the season. He's made several trips to sports psychologists to, kind of try to sew up that part of his game. When he was younger, he's definitely known for being an emotional player. And high and outside, 3-1. He could walk the bases loaded here. 55th pitch of the game coming up here for Valdez. That's Santana licking his chops, knowing he's got a 3-1 pitch coming. And right over the plate, 3-2. I don't know if the speed threw Santana off on that one, but that changeup was right over the plate. He could have nailed it. And Astros fans standing up here on the full count, 3-2. Big pitch here for Valdez. A walk loads the bases with 1 out. A strike, you have 2 outs with 2 on. Huge difference. And the pitch from Valdez. And a swing down the middle. Oh, and he throws it to home. He throws it away. And a run scores. And we got runners. We ran to third. Uh-oh. Somebody got stuck, though. And Altuve tags him running back to first. But a run does score for the Mariners. A little mistake on the base pass there afterwards, after the wild throw. But we got a tie ball game. One there, and that really should have just been a sacrifice. They throw to home. They thought they could get him at home, a wild pitch. And the pitching coach for the Astros, he's going to come out and talk to Valdez. Now, he's covering his mouth, so he knows he's not pulling him. He's trying to give him some advice. He's not pulling him yet. Wow, yeah, and of course it was Valdez trying to throw the runner out, and wow, as many balls as Valdez throws to the catcher. I mean, not only has he not been able to find the strike zone, he couldn't even throw to his catcher with the batter running to the base. Valdez really struggling with his control right now. And 2 outs. 1-1 top of the fourth. A runner on third for the Seattle Mariners. Yes, later, King. And Moore back at bat, and he cracks that one. And there's a base hit, and that's going to score. That's going to score Hannigan, and we got 1 on Mariners. Move to 2-1 here on the top of the fourth. And that was just a great hit from Moore. Right off the center of the bat. Doesn't swing too hard, but just a blooper right there in center field. Scores the run, and Cal Raleigh up now with a man on first and 2 outs, top of the 4th. And now that little cat and mouse game that I think it was Santana got caught on first and tagged out looks big. Valdez trying to keep more honest there, throwing to first, but they're going to make Valdez throw more. I think he is getting emotional. 27 home runs, 63 RBIs for Cal Raleigh in the regular season. He's 0 for 1 today, ground out earlier in the game. 12 watching in the chat. Don't forget to hit that like and share button. And Raleigh fouls that one off. And Raleigh would love to get on base in another to get towards that top of the lineup. Valdez back, the pitch outside. There's a ball, 1-1. And here comes the 60th pitch for Valdez. One and one on Cal Raleigh. The pitch, and that one's in the dirt, 2-1. Wouldn't be near as big of a deal to walk a batter here with just a batter on first as earlier, but still, this is a few troubling signs here from Valdez. And the Mariners have moved up on the money line, minus 150. Astros are plus 120. Oh, he almost caught Moore on first base. Valdez tried to throw him out. Moore was really leading off far. And the pitch from Valdez, and he runs, but to the center fielder, and it's caught, and that will retire the side, but not before the Seattle Mariners put 2 on the board and get their first lead of the ball game, 2-1. All right, and back for a little trivia as we go to the bottom of the second. All right, guys, we're going to talk about the most valuable baseball card in the world. Been known as the most valuable baseball card for a long time. It's, I believe, a 1901 or 1902. This is all from memory, by the way. Tobacco card. What is the player on the most coveted card on the planet? 1902 T1 tobacco card. It's 1901 or 1902. But famously known as the most valuable card in the world. Like I said, it's a tobacco card from the early 1900s. All right, I'll take a quick restroom break while you guys figure that out. I will be right back. Little pee break, little water. really need Billy Hughes in here right now. I know he'd be hitting them out of the park. Answer to the trivia question. The 1901 tobacco card was Honus Wagner. I believe that's a multi-million-dollar card. First pitch, low and outside, 88-mile-an-hour curveball from Luis Castillo. Jeremy Pena up for the Astros, 0-1 with a strikeout today. 22 home runs on the regular season, and he gets a hold of that one to center field. That's going to be a double. He does not slow down. He's got some speed on the base. 2-1. Or 2-1 Mariners here in the bottom of the fourth, but Astros with a runner on second, no outs. Beautiful shot there from Pena. That is art. What a throw from Rodriguez. And what a slide. 40th pitch coming in from Castillo. Alvarez, the hero of game one, up next. Low and inside, 1-0. Count on Jordan Alvarez. 37 home runs during the regular season, 97 RBIs. Ground out earlier in the game. And I'm not sure why yet, but the Yankees-Guardians game has been postponed. For anybody that was wanting to watch the Yankees game, probably New Britain Pauly. 2-0 as Castillo struggles a little here. Two 2-0 pitch coming up here, bottom of the fourth. Mariners leading 2-1, runner on second. No outs for the Houston Astros. Castillo with the pitch, and that one, beautiful curve right down the plate. That's a swing on Alvarez, 2-1. Yeah, he caught him with the speed on that changeup. Early swing from Alvarez. Not too far off, though. That could have been trouble. Imagine getting hit by that guy. That is a big dude. And there's the pitch, and Alvarez with a huge swing, but he's going to pop that one up, and it is caught. Runner tags. Not deep enough to get the sacrifice, though. 1 out. Man on second, but at least they got Alvarez out of there. Every Alvarez at bat. Mariners are holding their breath. The over-under has moved back to 7.5. It was at 5.5, and I was saying earlier, I was like, man, I would definitely take that, but looks like the Guardians-Yankees game will be moved to tomorrow morning. I don't know what happened there. Outside curveball, first pitch is a strike for Castillo against Bregman. Bregman had 23 home runs and 93 RBIs during the regular season, popped out earlier in the game. "45th pitch for Castillo coming up. And that one's outside. 1-1. Houston Astros leading this series 1-0 after a 3-run homer, bottom of the ninth with 2 outs from Jordan Alvarez in game 1. Mariners looking to tie it up. Astros looking to take a commanding lead, and there's a big hit, but it's caught. Well, that one had some smoke on it, but Haniger catching it easily and not able to move the base runner along there either. 2 outs with the man on second for the Houston Astros. Mackie Mantle. I think you're way behind, Robert. I think you need to refresh. All right, Kyle Tucker up. He hit the one run for Houston earlier, solo home run. And that one gets away from Castillo. He doesn't need to be that careful. Low and inside, 1-0. He's got to be careful letting a pitch go with a runner on second. It's a shorter throw than having a runner on first, but definitely don't want to throw the ball in the dirt. Kyle Tucker, like I said, a solo home run earlier, 30 home runs and 107 RBIs in the regular season. And there's a deep ball. They're lucky that's Fowler. He'd have his second home run of the game. Wow, that went to the upper deck. Man, what a swing. He is a scary dude for Luis Castillo right now. 1-1 the count to Tucker. And he catches that one. But that's caught in center field, and that'll retire the side. Houston threatened, but no scores. Through 4. Seattle Mariners 2. Houston Astros 1. So yesterday I had a lot of criticism for the coach of my Seattle Mariners pulling their starting pitcher out with just 1 out in the 5th when he seemed to really be killing it. Just 84 pitches in, and they pulled him. Then, you know, they ended up running out of bullpen. Brung in Robbie Ray, and it ended up being a huge mistake as Alvarez made them pay. All right, let's throw out another trivia question. I got to think of one. The Mariners just defeated the Toronto Blue Jays. Who was the other Canadian baseball team? They're no longer a team, but there was another Canadian team not too long ago. I know during my lifetime. I remember them. I'll tell you what year they were no longer a team here in a moment. Uh, 2004 is when they left the league. 1969 until 2004 was the other Canadian baseball team. What was that team? They had a lot of good players go through there. Mostly a lot of really good pitchers. What was the other Canadian baseball team that left the league in 2004? The Mariners just beat the Toronto Blue Jays. Who was the other team? I want to say they drafted Randy Johnson before he went to the Mariners. Answer the trivia question was the Montreal Expos. Adam Frazier, the second baseman, up first here in the top of the 5th. Top of the lineup coming up. And 2 balls for Valdez to start the inning off against Adam Frazier. All right, 2-1 here for Valdez. Inside curveball, that's fouled away. 2-2. Oh, Ed, what's up, Ed Crum? He had it. Ed Crum had it. And I think he had it before I called it. I'm going to say he did. So Ed Crum on the board with 1,000 points. No one has got over one question today. Robert, Isaiah, King James, all with one. And Ed. What's up, David? What a joke. Pena let off double and they choke not scoring him. Yeah, I was really worried as a Mariners fan. I thought that they were definitely going to score there, but 67 pitches so far for Valdez, top of the 5th. 2-2 the count here to Adam Frazier. Inside curveball gets him swinging. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Seattle Mariners lead the Houston Astros 2-1. All right, top of the lineup coming up for the Seattle Mariners. Be J.P. Crawford up, and there's a strike. First pitch for Valdez. Had a double earlier in the game, 1 for 1, 6 home runs, 42 RBIs in the regular season. And there's a wild pitch, 1-1. As Valdez goes into the 70s on his pitch count. Good job by Valdez. Started out hot, was having some control problems for a while, got in a little trouble, fought his way back. Oh, and what a sinker there. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 on Crawford. Troll beats Valdez every time. Yeah, they talked about it earlier. He's had some issues with emotions over the years, getting emotional during games, and spent quite a bit of time with sports psychologists to try to get that under control. Wow, and there's another wild pitch. 2-2. He's lucky that there wasn't a batter on right there. Yeah, that one falls about a foot short of the plate, hits the ground. '73rd pitch coming up here for Valdez. And that's another sinker, and he strikes out Crawford. That's 2 outs. 2 quick outs for Valdez here in the top of the 5th. What's up, David? Thanks for coming in, man. Hope you're enjoying the game. All right, now we're at the top of the order. Julio Rodriguez, Speedy Rodriguez, and he gets jammed up and pops that one up, though. That'll be an easy out to retire the side as we head into the bottom of the fifth. Fairly quick game here compared to how fast they've been going lately. It's an hour and a half into this game as we head into the bottom of the fifth. What? See a damn doctor for controlling baseball. Well, I think you see a sports psychologist because they felt like when he started struggling, he was struggling with his emotions and kind of, would snowball on him. And I don't know if it worked or not, but, like I said earlier, he was losing control. It seemed to fight his way back. So, all right, next trivia question. This legendary Dodger came up in game one, I believe it was against the Oakland Athletics, 1988, came up on crutches and hit a home run. He wouldn't need to come up again that entire season because that momentum catapulted his team to a 4-0 sweep. Was known as a legendary hero for that hit. What batter during the 88 World Series, pretty sure it was 88, it was somewhere in the 80s, this is all from memory, it came up on crutches and they hit a home run to win the game against the Oakland Athletics? What Dodger hit a home run in the game-winning home run in the World Series on crutches? I know some of the streams may be a little bit behind, so I'll give you guys a minute. Please don't Google, though. That kind of takes the fun out of it. I hope everybody's just taking this just from memory. Hasn't worked. Maybe see another doctor, right? All right, that player that hit a game-winning World Series home run on crutches was Kirk Gibson. Kirk Gibson was the Dodger that hit that on crutches. All right, bottom of the fifth, 0-1 for Castillo, who just hit the 50-pitch mark. And that'll be hit to second. And an out, and he gets Guerrero out quickly here in the bottom of the fifth, 1 out. Anybody's ball game here. The over-unders moved back to 5.5. That's combined, for those that don't know, so we're at 3 right now. The money line is the Mariners minus 175, just moved up to 195, plus 160 if you're betting on the Astros. I would take the points. If you take the Mariners with 1.5 points, you get a plus 150. So if you bet on the Mariners with the points, and there's a hit and caught. Astros made the worst trades this year out of every team. Will Smith and Mancini are garbage. Yeah, I haven't seen him do much for him so far, David. Two outs here in the bottom of the fifth for the Houston Astros. And Castillo with a nice curveball, a swing from Myers, getting ahead in the count early, 0-1. Jake Myers, 227 during the regular season, 15 RBIs. And wow, Castillo really lost control of that one. Outside curveball, 1-1. 2 outs, nobody on. Great start to this inning for Castillo, and that one's over the plate. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And a low pitch count here. If you can get out of this inning on this batter, just 57 pitches so far for Luis Castillo. And that one's high, 2-2. And Castillo, the pitch. And, I thought that might be a ball, but they're going to call that a strike. It was definitely close. Strikeout there to retire the side. Heading into the top of the 6th, Seattle Mariners lead the Houston Astros 2-1. All right, we'll throw a trivia question out there. Everybody refresh your browsers real quick. I'll give you a second to get caught up. Hit F5 or whatever your refresh is. We'll give you a few seconds. I know sometimes you get caught behind an ad, so I'll try to give you a couple extra. Trivia question coming up. And 3, 2, 1. All right, these Oakland Athletic players were known as the Bash Brothers. Around 80s, 90s, I believe it was in the 80s. We talked about one of these guys earlier. This one for 2,000 points, if you can get both of them. What two Oakland Athletic hitters were known as the Bash Brothers? So they hit a lot of home runs together. Jose Canseco and Mark McGwire. Robert Garrigan with the double play. 2,000 point question. Robert Carrigan going into a commanding lead in trivia. 3,000 points. Robert with 3,000 points. King James, Isaiah, and Ed Crum all with 1,000. And heading into the top of the 6th, we'll see how much longer they keep Valdez in. He's only given up 2 runs so far. For those that didn't see earlier, I don't know why yet, but they said the Yankees-Guardians game has been postponed. They'll play tomorrow morning. And you see Valdez throwing a lot more curveballs tonight than normal. All right, top of the 6. Mariners tie France at the bat. 74 pitches on the count for Valdez. And that one high and outside, 1-0. 20 home runs, 83 RBIs during the regular season. He's 0 for 2 today, though. Struck out once on a ground out. And there's another ground out. Straight to second base. 1 out here in the top of the 6. And Farmer Valdez finding that control again. He regained that control. That's 5 batters retired consecutively for Valdez. One out for Valdez here in the top of the 6. Nobody on. And Ariano Suarez, the next batter. And Valdez with a changeup. He's only thrown, that's just the second changeup he's thrown today. 31 home runs, 87 RBIs during the regular season for Suarez. He walked and scored a run earlier. And there's a healthy swing. He bats that one foul, 0-2. And Valdez on the edge of collapsing the 80 pitch mark with the 0-2 pitch to Suarez and a swing, and he strikes out another. Valdez is a K-King today. 6 strikeouts today for Valdez in 6 innings. "96-mile-an-hour sinker." Good luck with that. $12 up in the chat. Don't forget to hit that like button. Oh, and a big swing there from Haniger. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Take care of that. I don't want to tell anybody you weren't subscribed. Generally, we do MMA fights. We do UFC like every week, which we'll be doing this Saturday. Major boxing events. Deontay Wilder fighting this weekend. Also, George Kambosos Jr. and Devin Haney. And Haniger hacks that one and fouls it away. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 6. Valdez looking to make quick work of the Mariners here this inning. Valdez thinking about this one a minute before he throws this 0-2 pitch. Throws it. Low and inside. Curveball, 1-2. I mean, of course, Haniger figured he wasn't going to get much to hit on a 0-2 pitch. 2-2. That one in the dirt for Valdez. And Mitch Haniger, his 7th season in Seattle. Of course, he's missed a lot of games. Has not played a full season in his 6 seasons in Seattle. Oh, 3-2. I thought that was a strike. That was close. 92-mile-an-hour changeup. That's a fast changeup. And Valdez low and outside, and he's going to walk Haniger with 2 outs. And 85 pitches in. Valdez struggling a little with control once again. I don't think that's hurting the Mariners' feelings any. Carlos Santana. Next up, which 2 outs, 1 on first. Carlos Santana looking to redeem himself for that kind of bonehead move earlier, getting caught on the bases. And Suarez gets a hold of that one, and that's in the right field corner. That's going to be 2. And Haniger to third. And a double for Carlos Santana. Mariners threatening with 2 outs on the top of the 6th. And Valdez nearing 90 pitches for the game. Even though he's only given up 2 runs today, it's been a bit of a roller coaster for Valdez. It's a bit of a mystery as to what Valdez you're going to get inning to inning. And you see Santana sliding into second for the double. And the Astros are going to want to talk about this. Looks like they're not pulling Valdez yet. But Hector Neris is warming up in the bullpen. The right-handed pitcher for the Astros. All right, 86. If it was a Mariners coach, of course, yesterday, Mariners pulled Gilbert out on 84 pitches, on Tuesday. I called it a bonehead move at the time. It came back to haunt him. Dylan Moore, the next batter, 1 for 2 today with an RBI single. The left fielder, 6 home runs, 24 RBIs during the regular season. And the pitch, low and outside, 1-0. And it looks like this will probably be the last inning for Valdez. Oh, he really loses control of that one in the dirt. 2-0. So Valdez falling behind in the count here with 2 on. And if I was Valdez, I might just finish walking more and pitch to rally. Rally's got a horrible batting average against left-handed pitchers. And he bats that one away, 2-1. 90th pitch coming up here for Valdez. Oh, yeah, he really set him up. I'm sure Moore wishes he could get that one back. High and outside, 3-1. And that gets Dusty Baker up and moving. So Valdez walks more here. We'll probably see the bullpen come in. And Moore calling a timeout here. He wants another second. Maybe make Valdez think about it. And Valdez with the pitch, and Moore swings that one foul. Full count. with 2 on and 2 out, top of the 6th. And this Houston Astros crowd standing and cheering one more time. And if you're more, I think you're looking fastball. Huge pitch here coming from Valdez. Valdez is shaking a little bit. He's definitely nervous. He's saying I can't hear his own crowd, too loud for him to hear the calls from his catcher here. What's up, 7 in the house? Lego boss, let's go Mariners. Well, thanks for the support, 7. Good to see you, my man. And a loud crowd here in Houston. The 92nd pitch of the game for Valdez. 3-2 is the count. And it's outside, and he walks, the bases loaded. That's 3 walks for Valdez, and Dusty Baker gets up, and that should be an exit for Valdez. And that'll be it for Varmo Valdez at 92 pitches. No left-handed relievers for the Astros, and you really could have used one more at bat from Valdez because, like I said earlier, Cal Raleigh coming up, horrible against left-handed pitchers. All right, in between rounds, let's throw another trivia question out there. 7, Robert going into a commanding lead on the last one. Let's refresh real quick. Everybody refresh your browsers, and we'll give you a second for everybody to get caught up. All baseball trivia today. All right, and if you're refreshed, we'll have the next question in 3, 2, 1. This pitcher, 6'10", I believe 6'10", 6'11", somewhere on there, known as the Big Unit, spent much of his career in Seattle. But it wasn't in Seattle he would end up winning a World Series. He was with the Arizona Diamondbacks. What pitcher was known as the Big Unit? Pitched for the Montreal Expos, the Seattle Mariners, and I believe it was the Arizona Diamondbacks. 7 gets it. Randy Johnson. You are correct. What's up, PBR Street Gang in the house? Good to see you, my man. All right, that puts 7 on the board with 1,000. We have Robert Kerrigan with 3,000. 7, Ed Crum, King James, Robert, and Isaiah, all tied with 1,000. My wife calls me the Big Unit. Yuck, yuck, yuck. That's a good nickname. In Minnesota now, with 340 miles to go until I get to hotel in South Dakota. Been in car for over 30 hours. It smells so bad. Can't wait to take a shower. That's a long time, man. All right, Hector Neris, 3.72 ERA, 6-4 during the regular season, coming in for the Astros, 70 games. This is his first career postseason appearance. And, I mean, how would you like to walk in to a game where your team's down in the game 2 of the playoffs and the bases are loaded? I know there's 2 outs. But that's a lot to ask of your pitcher in his first postseason appearance. Cal Raleigh, 4 for 4, a home run and 4 RBIs this postseason. And a swing and a miss there for Cal. I believe it was against Neris. Oh, he almost got that with a swing and a miss. And there's a pitch in the dirt from Neris. 1-1. Now, if anybody scores, nobody on right now would go against Neris' home run. All these, they would all be charged to Valdez, but I don't think that would be much comfort to Neris. Wow, almost 500 games in his career for Neris, but his first in the postseason. 475 games pitched. And the pitch, 86 mile an hour. 1-2. They're saying Raleigh went around and 2 strikes again, and these Houston Astros fans will get to their feet. Yep, and he goes around, and there's the strike. Huge at bat here. Neris versus Raleigh. 1-2 is the count. Top of the 6. Bases loaded. 2 outs. 2 strikes. The pitch. And Raleigh hits it. But that'll go to first. And he retires the side. And the scream from Neris. A huge moment for Neris getting out of a big jam that Valdez had gotten him into. 2-1 Seattle Mariners coming into the bottom of the 6. All right, I'm going to take a quick restroom break again, guys. Since I streamed on Tuesday, my voice was already a little beat up. It's a lot more talking in baseball, I think, than MMA. What's up, 7? You got to be kidding, he says. Hey, Tender Hot, bullshit, get the fook out of here. Good job, PBR Street Game. And Robert. All right, guys, bottom of the 6, and we'll have some more trivia. Give some of you guys a chance to get caught up to Robert, like 7, and PBR Street Gang that just came in. Everybody refresh your browsers. We'll give everybody a moment. I'm still thinking of a question. All right. This legendary player played, I believe, for the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers. He is known as the strikeout king. 7 no-hitters in his career. Also was legendary for getting a fighter, or excuse me, not a fighter, but a batter in a headlock and giving him some noogies when the guy charged the mound. This pitcher accidentally hit the batter. Batter charges the mound. And this pitcher catches him in a headlock and gives him some shots. Robert, PBR Strict Gang got it though. My answer to any trivia question is 4. Nolan Ryan just barely beats Robert Kerrigan. PBR Street Gang on the board. Martin Maldonado up 15 home runs during the regular season, 45 RBIs. All right, PBR on the board with 1,000. What's up, Billy Hughes? Okay, I bet Mariners to win by 3. Let's go by 3. Wow. What's up, Billy? All right, 1-1. We've actually had trivia for once, Billy. Abreu warming up in the bullpen. Of course, we seen him on Tuesday. A swing and a miss there from Maldonado. Yes, cheers, Billy. Hope Mariners win. Try and see Yankees versus Mariners, and hopefully Mike calls those games. Oh, I definitely will, 7, as many as I can. Only because I live in Dallas and no one is a legend in my area. Nice. Swing and a miss there, and he strikes out Maldonado. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. And Billy being out of the trivia, I gave everybody a little bit of a chance. Now it's going to get serious. All right, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. 97-mile-an-hour fastball way inside. There from Castillo. Almost catches Altuve. Altuve had to move out of the way. And there's a strike for Castillo right down the center. Castillo just 65 pitches so far. That's a good point here in the bottom of the 6th with 1 out. 28 home runs during the regular season for Altuve, though. I had every single Nolan Ryan's card. Bought the set back in 90s. Wish I still had it. I hear you, Bill. I had a ton of baseball cards my mom threw away when I moved out. She didn't wait long either. Now Altuve fouls it off, and it's caught from the catcher rally. That's 2 outs. And just 1 out from getting to the 7th inning for Castillo, and he's thrown just 67 pitches today. Great efficiency so far for Castillo. $22 home runs, 63 RBIs during the regular season. 1 for 2 today with a double. The shortstop, Jeremy Pena, the next batter. And that one inside for a ball, 1-0. Here comes pitch 69 for Castillo. And that one's fouled off, 1-1. Fouled it off his own foot. That, and I show my age knowing who Nolan Ryan is. How old is Nolan Ryan is a good trivia question. I have no idea. He's got to be close to 60, though. Cousin's husband is bumping that song from back in the day. Oh, my God. That's hilarious. And they almost run into each other. Nobody knew who had it, and that's going to bring Alvarez. Big hit for Pena, because Alvarez coming up with 1 on and 2 outs, a chance to tie the ball game or go up. And man, everybody hates facing Alvarez. Yeah, it was right in the middle. I don't know that either one of... I don't think either guy would have caught it. Even though they were a little worried, I think, about running into each other, I don't think they would have got it otherwise. Alvarez up again with 2 outs. Down by 1. It's not the bottom of the ninth this time, but very reminiscent of game 1. He fouls the first one off, 0-1. How's the new headset working for you? Looks cool. Oh, thank you, PBR. It's just the old PlayStation. It's like a PlayStation one, but I'm glad it looks okay. Cheap PlayStation. Yeah, it works well though. Thanks. Because it's better because I could only hear the game in one ear. Oh no, Alvarez did it again, and that's a home run. 2 games in a row, down by 1, with 2 outs. He has put the Astros ahead again. 3-2. My goodness, and this is why pitchers are scared of Alvarez. 371 feet, 104 miles an hour. He jacked that one. And what a game from Luis Castillo up to that point, but that may be his exit call. Man. Two games in a row, the same guy, 2 outs. Down by 1, hits a 2-run homer. Well, he hit a 3-run homer in the last one because they were down by 2. Man. That guy is a heartbreaker. Get out of here. This is 7. Oh, shoot. I realize Mike is using a new one. Ha. I'm conflicted from Texas, but want Mike's team to win. Well, thank you, PBR. Appreciate that. And Frazier catches that one with a pop-up, but not before Alvarez hits another big home run in this series. A 2-run homer. Through 6, the Houston Astros lead the Seattle Mariners 3-2. Two closely matched teams. The first game came down to 1 run, a 1-run ball game. We may be looking at another 1-run ball game. And PBR Street Gang with the super chat. Thank you, PBR. Appreciate it, my man. Thank you, PBR Street Gang. Now, I thought that first game was heart-wrenching when Alvarez hit that home run. If he beats us again, man. Do I want to make a bet? Astros win the series, you do a shoey. Well, it looks like they're going to win the series, but yeah, I'll do a shoey if they win. What are you going to do if they lose, PBR? There's the question. I say PBR has to do a shoey. Seattle takes it. I do 2 shoeys. All right. We'll see if we can. We'll see if you can send us a video in. I was gonna say I'd bring you in live, but we have issues with the the webcams and Zooms and stuff. I don't know why I never thought of it though, but I just need to have 2 webcams. That way one can work on OBS and one I can bring people in for like Zoom on on chat. So we'll send the video. No way. All right, there we go. We got a bet going. Sounds good, PBR. I'll do a shoey out of each shoe. Full beer, right? That's what I did the last time we did a shoey. Full beer shoey. All right, Abreu coming in for the Astros. This guy's been gold during the regular season. Top of the 7th. First pitch from Abreu. That's a little high. That's a ball. 1-0 to Frazier. Adam Frazier 0 for 2 today. That's a strike. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Seventh inning stretch coming up. Oh, this is going to be so bad. Just, and inside. Way inside. 1-2. Oh, but he went around. 1-2. Big mistake there from Frazier. Because that ball was nowhere near the strike zone. And now Abreu knows that he'll chase pitches. Let's see what he gives him here. Oh, he gives him one right down the middle. Frazier fouls it off. 1-2, I would assume Abreu would try to make him chase something again, but he may here. Top of the 7th, 0 outs for the Mariners, nobody on. Oh, and Frazier at the middle, that bad. And he grounds out again. You hit that anywhere near second base with the Astros, it seems to be an automatic out. One out, top of the 7th. Houston Astros lead 3 runs to 2 on a 2-run homer from Jordan Alvarez in the last inning. Inside for Abreu. 1-0. And a big swing and a miss there. 1-1. High and outside, 2-1. The pitch inside, 3-1. Crawford up in the count. He had a home run yesterday against Verlander. He has a double today. And that one's inside, and he walks him. Crawford draws a walk. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Mariners trailing the Houston Astros 3-2. What's up, Christo? Hello. Hey, I'm doing good, man. How are you doing? Thanks for popping in. Brian Abreu 4-0 with a 1.94 ERA during the regular season. And the odds makers, man, they did a pretty good job so far handicapping this game. The over-under was 5.5. Actually, I think the original was 7, though. Julio Rodriguez, 28 home runs during the regular season. And that one for Abreu outside. Nerves definitely play a factor to pitchers in this, in this big of a game at this point. And catcher coming out, and they're going to have a meeting on the mound. Does anybody know why the Guardians-Yankees game was postponed, by the way? Wow, Astros now a minus 410 favorite. You can get plus 300 on Seattle. Abreu with the pitch, and that's right down the plate, 1-1. And there's a swing and a miss, 1-2. And you go back to that last at bat from Pena where the Seattle had two outfielders running from each side towards the ball, wanting not to hit each other. You got to wonder if the center fielder could have gotten to that ball if he wasn't worried about his infielder running in. Which means Alvarez would have never made it up that inning. Brother, my favorite is Seattle win day. Okay. Hey, me too, man. All right, 1-2 pitch from Abreu to Julio Speedy Rodriguez. And he fouls it off. 1 on, 1 out, top of the 7th. Houston playing at home with the crowd on their side, and now the lead. They lead this series 1-0 because of a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 9th yesterday with 2 outs and 2 strikes from Alvarez. And a swing and a miss, and he strikes out Rodriguez. That was a huge pitch. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, and things are looking bleak for the Mariners at the moment. Wow, look at the movement on that ball. And man. And Dusty Baker is going to pull Abreu after just 3 batters. I think he likes the matchup for Montero against Ty France. All right, and another trivia question. Everybody refresh your browsers. And 3, 2, 1. Everybody another second to refresh. And this is a 2,000-point question, and you got to get both parts of it. during late 80s and early mid 90s, we had two huge crossover stars in baseball and football. One of these guys played a speedy cornerback in football. The other one would get tackled for a career-ending tackle also in football. One of these guys became the first player to play baseball and football. There it is. Billy Hughes gets it. Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson. And just like that, Billy within 1,000 points of Robert Kerrigan. All right, and we will go into the bottom of the seventh. After the Mariners failed to score in the seventh, Houston Astros leading the Seattle Mariners 3-2 as Rafael Montero. Oh, excuse me, one more. There's just 2 outs. I don't know why I thought the inning was over. 2 outs for the Mariners. They're going to bring in Montero to pitch to Ty France. France 0 for 3 today with 2 ground outs, 20 home runs during the regular season. 1 on for the Mariners. And that one high and outside, the first pitch from Montero. Montero trying to set up the king, Presley, who is the closer for Houston. And there's a strike looking. Oh, no, it's a ball. So Montero, 2 balls on his first 2 pitches, getting behind Ty France here. All right, 10 up in the chat. Don't forget to hit that like button and pitch on. There's a strike. 2-1. Two for 4 over his career against Montero is Ty France. And there's a ball, 3-1 for Montero. Suarez on deck. Suarez walked earlier, scored a run. 3-1 pitch to Ty France. And he catches the outside corner, 3-2. And as every time a batter's had 2 outs, 2 strikes and 2 outs, Astros fans stand. And there's the pitch and high, and he walks him. So 2 outs, but 2 on for Montero. And he'll pitch next to Eugenio Suarez, who already has a home run today. He is 2 for 4 already. Or excuse me, 2 for 4 yesterday. Walking a run today. And a low pitch there from Montero. 1-0 to Suarez. Houston loaded the bases earlier in the game with a walk and lived to tell about it. Not something you want to make a habit of, though. The pitch, Suarez fouls it off. Suarez reminds me a lot of Edgar Martinez, who is a legend here in Seattle. We actually have an Edgar Martinez drive by Safeco Field. I know it's called something else now, but I call it Safeco Field because that was the original name of it when they built it. And there it is. Suarez gets a hold of it, and it's caught. What a runner! Great catch from Alvarez to retire the side. 3-2. And once again, Alvarez, a thorn in the side of the Seattle Mariners. He's given them 2 leads with home runs, one including the 3-run shot last night. And he scored 2 of the 3 runs today with a 2-run homer. Now he breaks their hearts once again with a running catch. What's up, Bulls? I expected you in here earlier. I know you're watching. I'm sure you're watching your Astros beat my Mariners once again. I think he was waiting until he thought they were going to win. I'm just teasing you. All right, going into the top of the 8th, so just 6 outs left, and the Astros go up 2-0. I'm at work right now, listening on the radio. Nice. Yeah, this one's kind of like a radio game. I feel like it's not the same as like a fight companion. I feel more like a radio broadcaster. Let's throw another trivia question out there and refresh your browsers. Give everybody a moment to refresh their browsers. And 3, 2, 1. This should be a speed test for 1,000 points. This former player was banned by the Hall of Fame for betting on baseball. Also known as one of the best hitters of all time, played for the Cincinnati Reds. Wow, and Billy wasted no time. Pistol Pete here, Pete Rose. And Billy Hughes moves into a tie with Robert. At 3,000 apiece. I knew that'd be a speed test. Yeah, I'm having fun getting back into baseball, I gotta say. How many of you would watch if I did basketball or hockey? How many of you are basketball or hockey fans? I know Billy knows all sports. All right, Kyle Tucker, 1 for 2 today with a solo home run, 30 home runs during the regular season. outside that pitch from Castillo. Castillo still pitching in the 7th, just 77 pitches. Used to be much more common for pitchers to pitch deep into games and even, have quite a few complete games, but that era has kind of came to an end. You don't see a lot of guys with a lot of complete games anymore. Pulse says, basketball me. All right. Well, I feel a lot more comfortable with basketball than I do hockey. I haven't watched enough hockey, but I can get myself familiarized. 3-1 pitch here from Castillo. And Tucker fouls that one off. 3-2 to Kyle Tucker. Tucker responsible for the other run. Alvarez responsible for 2. And the full count, the pitch from Castillo. And once again, fouled off, 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Look for a change-up here from Castillo. That's what I'm calling. I think he throws an 85-mile-an-hour change-up here. Nope, he got him. 98-mile-an-hour fastball strikes him out. 7 strikeouts today for Castillo. Still looking good. 1 out into the 7th. And genuinely, you'd be pretty happy only giving up 3 runs in a game. But, we're facing Mariners are facing some really tough pitching themselves today. Outside, 88-mile-an-hour curveball, ball 1 to Gurriel. Gurriel, fly out and a ground out today. And there's a strike, 1-1. That is a big man. It means a big strike zone. And he fouls that one off, 1-2. They'll still be throwing 98 miles an hour at 85 pitches in. Didn't Rose have a betting problem / issue back in the day? He bet on quite a few games when he wasn't supposed to be. So, yeah, Paul showed that fact that Rose is not in the Hall of Fame makes Major League Baseball Hall of Fame look weak. Yeah, I agree, Pulse. I mean, isn't he the all-time hit? Billy would probably know. Isn't he the all-time hit king? I think he had more hits than anyone ever. Oh, no. Gurriel pops it. Oh, but it's going to get caught center field. For a second, I thought that might go quite a bit deeper. But 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. $87 pitches, the pitch count. Finally, some movement in the bullpen. Munoz and Brash warming up. Munoz would be next. Munoz has got some nasty movement. And curveball first, 1-0 there from Castillo. Batting against May, and there's a swing from May, 1-1. Diaz, excuse me. ALDS Diaz. 12 home runs during the regular season. 0 for 2 today with a pop-up and a flyout. Dusty Baker chewing that toothpick down to nothing right now. And Diaz fouls it off again. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Unfortunately for the Mariners, Houston's done a lot of their damage this series with 2 outs. And Diaz fouls another. He's just making Castillo work right now. They want to get to that bullpen. I think this is Castillo's last inning anyways. Great strike ratio for Castillo. Almost 2-to-1 strikes to balls. Over 2-to-1, excuse me. 64-27. All right, 10 watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you're only able to listen during the day, I know a lot of people are working right now, but it'd be great if you listen to us. Another foul there from Diaz. 1-2. Yeah, he's making Castillo work. Oh, that one in the dirt. 2-2. Outside curveball from Castillo. 95th pitch coming up for Castillo. 8th pitch of this at bat. There's a fastball, and Diaz fouls it off. Castillo, the pitch way inside. 3-2. He almost hit him in the kneecap. Diaz really working Castillo out here. He's going to owe him for a gym membership here in a minute. And that's a fair ball, and that's a hit. The Mariners thought it was foul. And Diaz with a double, which should have just been a single, but the Mariners, for some reason, were looking at it. I think they thought it was foul. And the Astros with another big 2-out hit. Oh, right down the third baseline. That was close. I can see why they thought it was foul, but it was fair. Wow, that's very, very close. I would not have argued with the umps. Either way they called that, but great call. Two outs, man on second, bottom of the 7th for the Houston Astros. They lead the Seattle Mariners 3-2. Houston looking to go up 2-0 in the series. Seattle looking to tie it up. Houston would make the Mariners go into home with a lot of pressure and a lot of depression. Hensley, the next at bat, 345 batter too. David Hensley, the pinch hitter, coming in. And they seem to want to let Castillo finish the inning. There's a strike. That was his 98th pitch. A 1-1 pitch coming to Hensley. And outside, 1-1. 100th pitch of the game coming up for Castillo. Rare that you see a pitcher go much over 100 pitches. And there's a strike on the 100th pitch. 1-2. And 100 miles an hour on 100th pitch. $97. Well, look at the movement on that sinker. That was wild. Big pitch, 1-2. Fouls it off. As Castillo is proven stable enough to get into triple-digit pitches here, but 1-2 pitch coming up for Castillo. He's going to take his time and think about this one. Will he make Hensley chase something so they're ahead in the count? And here it comes. No, he threw that one. Another one of those curveballs over the plate, and he fouls it off. And 2 batters in a row really working Castillo deep in pitches, at least. I think it was about 10 pitches. And again, the 1-2 pitch. And there's a ball. As Henley works the count to 2-2. Two pitch to Hensley. Hensley hits it. That's going to go to first, and that'll be the inning. And we'll go into the top of the 8th. Great game bottom of the 8th. Yeah, top of the 8th. I don't know what I'm thinking of. Astros leading the Mariners 3-2. That seemed like a really long half inning. Went to get $3.18 a gallon. Dude, it's $6 a freaking gallon here. It's almost $6. It's like a $5.70 this morning I seen. Where are you at, Jim? Might have to move to be able to afford gas. $3.85 a gallon here. You guys suck. Or maybe Washington sucks, at least for gas. I like living here, but man, they are taxing the hell out of us lately. Oh, you're in Ontario. $3.12 here in my part of Dallas. Ontario, Canada? Or California? You're in Canada, right? Because you're doing it in Canadian dollars. Gas is cheaper in Canada than it is here now? Damn. Well, I guess you guys don't piss off as many people as we do, so. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's Canada. Huh. $3.18 a gallon, huh? Yeah, it's been a minute since we've seen that. All right, I'm gonna take a quick restroom break before this. That's what I was thinking per liter, but he probably worked the math. Oh. Hey, buddy. Pitch from Montero. 1 out. Haniger out. I think I calculated wrong. 157 a liter. Okay, so we're about as expensive as you. Once a week, the town next to me has a gas station that sells gas $2 a gallon. They sell it by 2 p.m. every time. Oh man, I was just in Calgary and it was stupid expensive there. Yeah, it's about 4 liters to a gallon. 4 liters is like a gallon and about 6 ounces. Carlos Santana, the DH, up with 1 out. 97 mile an hour there from Montero. 1-0. Anybody ever figure out why the Yankees and Guardians game was postponed till tomorrow? All right, 1-1. 1 gallon, 3.7 liters. Thank you, Jim. Yeah, because it's like 33.3 ounces or something. Oh yeah, my math was wrong. Rain out, weather. Oh, okay, thank you. I didn't really expect it because we actually haven't had rain here in so long. Knock on wood. 2-2. 1 out. Montero on Carlos Santana. Santana 1 for 3 today. Santana with that 2-run homer earlier. More on deck. He's 1 for 2 with a walk and an RBI today. Or was it a 1-home? It was a 1-run homer from Santana earlier. Excuse me. All right, 12 up in the chat. Don't forget to hit that like button here in the top of the 8th. 2-2 count from Montero to Santana. Houston Astros leading the Seattle Mariners 3-2. Here comes the pitch, and it's low, 3-2. Houston looking to go up in this best-of-5 series, 2-0, heading into Seattle. And that's outside, and he walks him. So, 1 out, 1 on. Down by 1. And Dusty Baker coming to the mound. That might be it for Montero already. Taylor Trammell coming in to run. Pinch runner for Santana. Obviously, one run, very important right now, so putting some speed on the bases. It's so funny today still to see a guy in the bullpen talking on a corded rotary phone. Jared Kelenic coming up. Just a 141 batter with 7 home runs, a pinch hitter for Seattle. 2 for 4 and a run, though, in game 1. Montero staying in after the talk from Baker. Montero the pitch, and it's low. 1-0 to Kelenic. And Mariners, unfortunately for him, in the bottom of their lineup right now, so they'd like to move that batting average, that batting order closer to the top of the lineup before you get to the 9th inning. Montero the pitch. Oh, that was close. 2-0. 2-0, 1 out, 1 on, top of the 8th. Robert says, I'm an hour behind on my trip. We left New York. GPS is 25 miles out of the way to the Canadian border. Oh, that sucks, man. At least you're only an hour behind. That's not too bad for going all the way to Canada. Oh, and there's a shot! Going, go, and it's caught! Wow, Kelenic was just less than a foot away from a home run there, and that's 2 outs. And he hit it too hard for Trammell to touch up and go to second. Yeah, gets it off the end of the barrel, but that's a good 5 feet short. Man, he thought he had it. Well, almost hero Kelenic. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, as they say. And here's the pitch from Montero. One and 0 to Cal Raleigh. Cal 0 for 3 today. And 97-mile-an-hour strike from Montero, 1-1. 2 outs, 1 on. That last one, a big out. Kelenic was so close. That one low, 2-1. Oh. Two-one pitch coming from Montero. Fouls it off. That's 25 pitches from Ontario. He might be getting close to his pitch count for mid-relief. And the Astros fans will stand, and Raleigh will look to shut him up. Oh, man, they gave him a called strike there. I got to really disagree with that one. But he strikes him outstanding. Where do you hunt, Robert? 2-1. Middle of the 8th. Mariners running out of time, running out of chances. Astros three outs away from going up 2-0 in this series. Oh, I forgot to put PBR up on the board. All right, guys, we'll get to the trivia again. In between, everybody refresh your browsers. Give you a moment. 3, 2. This shortstop would turn to a third baseman. Eventually became the highest paid player in baseball history when he left the Seattle Mariners to go to the Texas Rangers for a $252 million contract. What former Mariner would go to the Texas Rangers to become the highest paid player in baseball history at the time with $252 million contract? Eventually, he would end up with the New York Yankees. Also, he would eventually face many games of suspension and run into some supplement issues. Also dated Madonna and I believe Jennifer Lopez. All right, guys. This shortstop turned third baseman, started with the Seattle Mariners, went to the Texas Rangers to become the highest paid player in baseball at the time with a $252 million contract. Eventually, he would end up going to the Yankees, where he'd be forced to move to third baseman for the shortstop, Derek Jeter. King James, Alex Rodriguez. That's 2,000 for King James. And we still got Robert and Billy tied at 3. Yes. Oh, strike there from Munoz. Munoz throws some fire, 101 miles an hour. Maldonado struck out twice today. 15 home runs during the regular season for the catcher. And he fouls that one off. I mentioned we were going to talk about some announced matchups. One announced recently. Jan Blachowicz will face Magomed Ankalaev before the end of the year. Oh, that one's deep. And he catches it at the track. Wow, that was the deep part of the park. But he got it, 1 out. My points to Robert. I'm running back and forth and won't catch up the questions. Well, Billy might have something to say about that because they're tied, though. Pitch from Munoz. Batted to first base and for the second out. All right. Pena up now 2 for 3 today. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. And that one outside for a ball from Munoz. 1-0. Wish I could hunt. Disabled, wouldn't be able to get to hunting ground. All right, 12 watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. And another ball there, 2-0 on Pena for Munoz. And Houston looking to throw in their saver, Presley, to start the 9th. And that one fouled off, 101 mile an hour. 2-1. Munoz throws fire. You just got to be careful when you connect on those fast ones. They go a long ways. 2-1 pitch. Whoa, inside, 3-1. Nobody on, but Munoz falling behind on the count here to Pena. Alvarez on deck. He has been the nightmare for these Mariners. There's a swing and a miss, 3-2. So this out becomes that much bigger. So Pena would have taken that pitch. They would have walked and went to Alvarez. Fouls that 100 mile an hour fastball off. Still 3-2. Could hunt off porch of my cabin if we were closer, Robert. See, now that I would be able to do, just uneven ground, hard to make for me to reverse. Oh, inside, and he walks in, and here comes Alvarez. The nightmare that keeps reoccurring for the Seattle Mariners. I agree. They're saying I would walk Alvarez. I 100% agree with that. If you walk him, you're going to pitch to Bregman. And they do. An intentional walk for Alvarez. And Alex Bregman will come up with 2 on and 2 out. Southwest Illinois near Missouri border. South of St. Louis Ozarks. Nice. And another big moment here from Munoz. And Bregman hits it, and that's going to score a run. And Pena slides in to put the Astros ahead 4-2. And 3 of these 4 runs batted in today from Alvarez. That was the third. Or excuse me, that wasn't Alvarez, that was Bregman. Report a rock drive that stops 10 feet away from cabin. Oh, that's awesome, King James. And it was close. Pena had to slide in there, but he makes it. Man. Even with a perfect throw, I don't know that he gets him. Runners on first and third. Wild pitch from Munoz in the dirt. Man, and Pena celebrating. You walk Alvarez to get to Bregman. There wasn't really a good choice there for the Seattle Mariners. Runners on first and third. Still 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Houston Astros now leading the Seattle Mariners 4-2. And Munoz already going 2-0. And Tucker had a home run earlier. Big swing there for Tucker, 2-1. Hey, Omega. I can help you find something. I can help you find your way the fuck out of here. Goodbye. Two and one pitch here from Munoz. Batters on first and third. And he fouls it off 2-2. Munoz having a rough series. Gave up a 2-run homer last night. '17th pitch coming from Munoz, the 2-2. And he got him. But not before the Astros tack on another run heading into the top of the 9th. Houston 4-2. And the Houston Astros are just 3 outs away from going up 2-0 in this series. So we don't go anywhere without my cane either. I don't get anywhere without my cane anymore, Robert. Cabin set up my old bones. Nice. Gone for a good one. I just happened to be looking at the chat at the time when that dummy came in. So. Oh, and then there's another one after Billy got. I don't get anywhere without my pimp cane. I just got the old pimp slap. That's it. I don't have a cane. All right, we got a tied up ball game here for trivia, so I got to come up with something here. All right, go ahead and refresh your browsers. And 3, 2, 1. All right, another speed test, I think, here. This player has a record that will probably never be beaten in today's baseball. They call him the Iron Man. He played more games in a row than any player ever. I want to say it was around 3,000. I have to look it up. But what baseball player played more games consecutive without missing a game than any ever? Yes, Cal Ripken Jr. and Billy Hughes pulls ahead with 4,000 points. Oh, man, Robert was seconds behind you. All right, top of the ninth. Seattle just one more chance to tie this series up before going to Seattle. If it weren't for one man named Alvarez, the Seattle Mariners may be about to go up 2-0. Instead, they're about to find themselves down by 2 games. And Presley throws the first one in the dirt to Adam Frazier. 1-0. Adam Frazier 0 for 3 today. Maybe he's due a hit. 93 mile an hour. Outside. 2-0. Top of the order coming up with Julio Rodriguez on deck. The pitch to Frazier. And 3-0. Dusty looking a little nervous again. I think he about swallowed that toothpick. And Presley 4 balls in a row. Very unlike him. So possible tying run to the plate in Julio Rodriguez coming up for the Seattle Mariners. People swear mine is a pimp cane. Nice. Oh, my cane has the see no evil, hear no evil. Speak no evil monkeys carved down it. Haha. I like it. All right, big at bat here for Julio Rodriguez. And Presley, a wild inside pitch. Presley might be getting a call to the mound, and just 5 pitches in. Dusty's looking crazy nervous right now. Yeah, they're already doing a meeting in the mines 5 pitches in here. Presley, I'm not sure, maybe fighting some nerves, but Does anybody know what the shoe on the heads is? Is that a comeback thing? This is the first season I've seen this, or people taking out their shoes and putting them on their heads. J.P. Crawford, 1 for 2, a double and a walk today. And there's a strike. He looks at it all the way down, 1-1. So already that visit to the mound paying dividends. Sounds badass, King James. Yeah, it does. I think we all should all go hang out at James's house. Oh, big swing and a miss from Crawford. How do you swing at that? That was way inside. I mean, that was so far inside he almost hit him. And Crawford, I mean, he took a full swing. 1-2. And that one outside, 2-2. Crawford really bailed him out with that last swing. Should be looking at 3-1. Julio Rodriguez on deck. James, where I go hunting, moose or deer is in Gaspé, Quebec on the Gaspé Peninsula. The pitch, and Crawford line drives it, but right to the first baseman, and he catches it. 1 out. Wow, he hit that so hard, I didn't even see it. It's a double play! He hit it so fast down the first baseline that he hits it right to the first baseman, tags him immediately. Wow. Park Ferrillian and Park Gaspesi. Town gets about 300 to 400 a season. They're everywhere. Nice. My hometown. Sounds like a cool hometown. All right, Julio Rodriguez will get his chance, but with nobody on. 28 home runs during the regular season. And a big swing from Rodriguez, 1-1. Houston just 2 strikes away from going up 2-0. Travel game to Seattle tomorrow. A pitch from Presley. And there's a swing from Julio, and that'll hit the wall. There's a double for Julio Rodriguez, and the Mariners with still just a little bit of life in them. Wow, you got to look back at that double play now. It's just huge. Thick, it was an Irish chili log? Not sure what that is. I think it was an Irish chili log. Huh. I don't know what that is. All right, 15 watching. If you haven't hit the like button, like I said, hit the like button. I hope you guys come back for the next game. Has been fun. Ty France up, swings and a miss. 0-1. France 0 for 3 today in a walk. 20 home runs, 83 RBIs during the regular season. Regular season doesn't matter right now. And the pitch and another swing from France. 2 strikes. And now these Astro fans on their feet once again. 0-2, 2 outs, top of the ninth. Presley facing Ty France. And he throws a slider in the dirt, 1-2. Yeah, he called to the catcher to throw that one low. Even I could see that coming from a mile away. I could actually see him making the call to the catcher. One and two, 2 outs. The pitch, 2-2. Another ball in the dirt. A lot of nervous Mariners fans in the crowd. Fighting stick Irish gentleman used for Donnybrooks, huh? Huh. Interesting. All right, 2-2 pitch from Presley to France. And he swings at it, and it's over. That would have been a ball, too. But the Houston Astros win 4-2 and go up 2-0 heading into Seattle. Congratulations to the Houston Astros. Another big game from Alvarez. I'm just going to call him the Nightmare from now on. When is the next game? It's going to be Saturday now, though, isn't it? A fly come in. When do the Seattle Mariners play next? See if they're updated. #107 on the 15th. What is today's Thursday? So yeah, it's going to be Saturday, right in the middle of a big fight day. All right, for you fight fans that stuck around, let's bring up this next week's upcoming card. Think Bears play Washington Wokes tonight? I like that, the Washington Wokes. Oh, my. Yeah, I've heard some things about those owners, though. They don't sound too woke. Sounds like they've got themselves in a lot of trouble. All right, guys. Grasso and Arroyo, of course, the main event, but I promise there is some meat to this card. The meat does not start with Mike Jackson taking on Pete Rodriguez. Even though Mike Jackson's a veteran of the show, I think he probably gets pieced up. Nick Maximov, the Diaz prodigies, got a tough bout against Jacob Malkoon. Man, that's... Yeah, not surprised the odds are close to even there. Rafael Asuncao, getting towards the end of his career. Now that's a tough draw on Victor Henry. I got to take Victor Henry on that one pretty easily. Misha Serkinov and Alonzo Menefield start off the main card. That's a great fight. Dusko Todorovic of Serbia, always fun to watch, taking on Jordan Wright. And then look at this flyweight bout. This could, if the flyweight division wasn't considered so weak, this could be a main event. Askar Askarov, I think most likely going to end up being a flyweight champion at least once. Taking on Brandon Royval. Asgard 14-1-1. Royval 14-6. Askarov just lost his last fight, or his first fight, his last fight, and if I remember right, it was a close decision, and I thought he'd actually won the fight. Hey, get the fook out of here! What the frig? All right, always fun to watch Cub Swanson against Jonathan Martinez, but the bets keep coming in on Jonathan Martinez. I think Cub was just barely an underdog at the start of this. Now he's like a 2-1 underdog. And then Alexa Grasso and Vivian Orejo. I think there's some betting opportunities on this, though. What's up, Robert? See y'all another time. Exhausted. I'm going to try and take a nap. Still 4 hours until hotel. All right. Have a good one, Robert. Thanks for watching, brother. Bets. I'm looking to put together a parlay. Pete Rodriguez doesn't really get me any closer than anything, even in a parlay. I was trying to put it together. I like Victor Henry. I like Alonzo Menafield. I like Dusko Todorovic. Then I like Askarov. You're getting close to, I think, about a 10-1 parlay with those four. So I have a parlay I put together. Oh, it's a 7-pick. I didn't realize I put quite that many in there. Yeah, I put those four with Aljamain Sterling over TJ Dillashaw, Dustin Poirier over Michael Chandler, and Israel Adesanya over Alex Pereira for a 15-1 plus 15-14. I think I like that parlay though. I think I'm gonna stick with it, even though I gotta wait a little while on it. We're popping in and out Saturday because of the wedding, but I will be here. Hey, no worries, man. Family's first, Robert, so do what you need to do over there. All right, guys, the Houston Astros final score over the Seattle Mariners. 4-2, going up 2-0 heading into Seattle. Thanks again for watching. As always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses next time.